Hey lovers, so welcome to Sacred Soulmates. I am your goddess Euphoria. Over here we talk about divine union, sacred love, and that begins with a love of self. When you get that masculine, that feminine energy balanced within yourself, that's the only way that you can stand on a solid plane of love. And that's the only place where a like spirit, a like soul is going to meet you and also pour into you the same way you pour into them, creating a divine sacred union, a soulmate situation. We don't make any justifications or any excuses for that twin flame BS. We just don't do it over here. None of that karmic stuff because we're trying to get up out of those karmic loops and we're trying to ascend, okay? Ascend up, not stay stagnant. And that is really the energy that's out here today. If you don't know, I read on the chakras from the crown chakra down to the root. There are other chakras, but we keep it mainstream over here so everybody can come and get some. And the first card is always one of my the chakra wisdom oracle cards. And that crowns the reading, which is like basically the energy that is the top of mind. That is what higher source, higher powers, our ancestral guides, our spirit guides are delivering to us at this time. And it's an energy of dissipating. Now, with this energy, and this is yellow, which is associated with the solar chakra, the solar plexus chakra, basically your free will, your intention, your intuition, that go get it that's within you, that gut feeling, that first mind. That's what we have here. And you're getting away from something. And because of the lady's age here on this card, I'm feeling like you're moving away from a generational curse. And I'm going to just say it like this. If you come from a family of people where the old women die lonely, that won't be you. That won't be your portion. And I don't mean like, they were married for, all of these, decades or whatever, and then their husband passed before they did, because that's still not lonely, because someone like that would still have, community around them. They still have the children and the beautiful home and the memories and stuff that they created together. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the women who be like the inner city single lonely old women. And I'm not trying to throw shade at nobody, but this is just truth. The prophet I am, I got to speak truthfully. Like you being like in an old folks building, a senior citizen community, living in some like apartment or whatever, one bedroom, or in an RV community, a single old woman by yourself, that will not be you. It just won't. That's not going to be your portion. That's a generational curse that is breaking with you. So give them some praise. Whoever your higher power is, give them some praise for that. I'm getting that maybe your mother may be like that, your grandmother may be like that, your grandmother, your great grandmother could have been like that. All women who died single, died alone, died without companionship from the opposite gender. And this can also be, it applies to men too. A lot of these old men be out here still at the MVets. Still at the MVets, still going to the motherfucking post to drink at the bar and still be old and out here, can't ride no more, but still got a little motorcycle jacket on and be lonely as hell. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, like that won't be you. That's dissipating. It's like generational curses are dissipating because your free will is on and you are no longer tuned into like programming. A lot to do with the programming. See, this older person is like watching TV. Like that won't be you sitting your golden years like in front of a TV, wasting away, atrophying. You know what I'm saying? Your muscles just laying waste and you getting saggier and saggier by the day. You will keep your vibrance. That's that yellow energy. You will keep your vibrance. You will be like this bird here, the one who he can still fly, but this bird always looking for something new to learn. He looking at this woman, and this woman is looking at the TV. The bird looking at you like, why you ain't up doing something? What you doing? Why you sitting there watching something? But it is also an energy of there being some type of medium, or there being like you walking through a gate and closing it behind you. So I don't know if that's like you leaving behind a certain type of family, or certain side of your family who have all that same demise, basically, who all die lonely and old and sitting up watching TV all day and stuff like that, not getting out into the world and exploring things and meeting new people. It's something about that won't be your portion. Like that's a generational curse that is breaking with you, and you're not afraid of the unknown. This moon card is showing up in the third eye chakra position, and we have one, two, three. We have three major arcana, so that's creation energy there. Very strong creational energy paired with this crown chakra position being aligned with the solar plexus. So it's like your mind the top of your mind. Like a clear and balanced crown chakra is also balanced with your first mind. It's something about the gut feelings that you get, and you go with them, and you trust your intuition in your relationships and your connections, and that is what is helping you move into a different state of being. Like, you will not carry that generational curse with you. That darkness is being left behind, and you're someone who can do this. You can transmute that energy because you're not afraid of the dark. I'm hearing that Rihanna song, I want to dance in the dark, we can light up the night. It's like, even in a dark situation or in a dark family, I don't know, it just feels like whoever you are, you may have had like a lot of like traumas and stuff be passed down in your family. Like, people was getting touched, women were getting beat on, all the things that women had to do to keep a relationship back then, just for these women to still end up being alone. Or it was like, in your family, women chose to just be single and be lonely so that they wouldn't be at danger of going through these type of things. Whatever it is, it feels like it's heavy, like feminine healing having to be done. Like, the divine feminine has to rise in order for the generation to get out of that curse, in order for the next generation of your family to get out of that curse. But it's looking like they will. You're not afraid of the dark. You're not afraid of your reflection. You're not afraid to do that soul work, that deep diving, that shadow work. And that is helping you to, you may not see exactly what it is ahead of you, because if you do come from a family who has this type of generational curse on it, or they're on that kind of like that karmic loop is running amongst the feminines in that family, then you won't exactly know what to look forward to. Like, the best you could probably think of is like something that would have been on TV, like the Huxtables or some shit like that. But you still keep your faith. Like, even in the dark, when you can't see, you're satisfied with your own reflection. So as long as if you satisfied with yourself and you comfortable with yourself, even in the darkness, your true nature is okay with itself. Your true nature is, at peace with itself. So if even in the darkness you're at peace, then whatever it is that you manifest, whatever your third eye brings to you, or whatever your third eye is leading you to, is going to be good for you. So, like, if the best that you can kind of look forward to is, a relationship like the Huxtables or whatever, or I'm getting like people who make the only good examples of love you may have seen is like on TV. Maybe Barack and Michelle is the only example you've ever seen of, like, this in real life. It's something like that. Somebody who you get a lot of your references from, like pop culture. You may have been of the generation that was kind of raised in front of the TV. That would be like the 80s, 90s babies, maybe like early 2000s. Most of them was like raised in front of the TV. A lot of the children after that was like raised in front of a computer, which is still a screen, but more so a computer. And then it became like tablets, and now it's like phones and stuff like that. But I guess any of those generations who were raised in front of any type of screen, I'll just say it that way, you may have more of your references of what real love looks like from other people that you couldn't actually see, taste, touch. You know what I'm saying? You couldn't actually, get close to them and get no real gain from them on how they created these things. But when you come to a place when you love yourself, you know what I'm saying, and you okay with yourself spiritually, you really don't need to map out everything. Sometimes those little, the examples that they gave you are enough. Whatever you saw growing up, or whatever you got from the screen, like, you're able to discern what works for you and what doesn't work for you. And that's enough for you, as long as you're in a good vibration, even before things materialize. Because the third eye, really, that's all it deals with, is the fact that we receive inspiration through our crown. And the third eye is supposed to be like our projector, so that we can, like, add details and decide how we want it to play out, and then let it project forth from our third eye. And maybe you just didn't have a lot of good examples, so you always, maybe your dating life ain't been the best because you didn't have those examples, and you could really only go off of the examples that you saw. But the examples that you saw had you kind of spiraling in a karmic loop. So you decided to just, be okay with not knowing, be okay with the unknown. You've developed trust even when you don't see. So you're not reacting from a place of like trauma when you come into contact with somebody new. When you go on a date, you're not moving from a state of trauma, from a state of kind of like PTSD. When somebody's like afraid of the dark or afraid of the unknown, you're not moving with that scar, because you dance in the dark, you light up the night. even in situations where you don't know what's going to happen, you still bring a positive, um, light energy to it. Back to that bird in the dissipating energy. It's like all of the programming that was passed down to you, those generational curses, is dissipating, is disappearing, and the light is coming forth from within you, even in a dark space. In a dark space don't necessarily mean that you're in a bad situation. It could just mean that you're walking into the unknown, because we have the Daughter of Coins here. And with this this Daughter of Coins card in the throat chakra position, is like you have this natural, it's like it's a soft expression. Something about the way you express yourself is soft. And you may not have like, a tiny voice. I don't have like a tiny voice, but it's still something like sure and certain and motherly about you. I'm hearing like the way Sierra and Russell, like the way she speaks. Like when you hear her in interviews, like people talk about how soothing her voice is. And like she ain't never been accused of being the best singer in the world, but her voice, just her regular speaking tone, is so enjoyable. When you watch like an interview with Sierra, it's like it's pleasing to watch. It's entertaining. Her personality is nice to see. And you see how I'm referencing somebody like from a pop culture icon or a pop culture reference. It's like that type of energy is around you, because you may not have nobody in your family who you can look at and be like, yeah, they have a motherly voice, or yeah, they actually speak to us and they speak positivity into us. You may not have that real reference. You just may not know nobody in real life like that. Not no auntie, not no cousin, not no friend, not no sister, not no nobody. But somehow, because you're not afraid to do the shadow work, you have become that thing that you never even saw an example of. But you didn't need to see an example. This is just your natural unfolding happening. And that Daughter of Coins still has that youthful, humble, it's like a humility about you, because yeah, you are becoming what it is that was never taught to you, but you are also still a student of the game. So it's something about your communication. You're able to listen and you're able to give positive feedback. And even when you don't understand something, you ask for clarity. And that clears up a lot of like dissension that can happen in relationships. It stops a lot of the pettiness that people bring to relationships when they think they know everything, or when their natural setting is confrontation. That's making you highly attractive. It's making you highly attractive. This 10 of Coins is in the heart position, and because you're able to always remain like a student of life, and you want to be better, and you don't take yourself too seriously, you still have that kind of youthful spirit about yourself, where you realize that you don't know everything, and you didn't maybe come from the best background, but you want the best foreground for yourself. So it's best that you kind of be in an energy of like watching rather than trying to lead everything. And that's the positive energy about this lady here, the mature woman in this picture. When you become mature, you sit back and you learn to observe. And that's something that you have in you, being comfortable with the darkness, being comfortable with the unknown, not knowing how something is going to unfold, and not trying to place no unrealistic expectations on it. Just allowing people to be, and also allowing yourself to be and grow. It's something about that is attractive, highly, highly attractive, especially to them boys. Them boys like it when you don't try to like force no connection on them, and just allow them to like kind of stumble upon the position that they want to be in. So that divine femininity rising in you is naturally attracting divine masculine energy. Because I'm not trying to toot nobody, toot no horns here. I'm not trying to like rub no egos or nothing, but men are just naturally wired to be who men are. Women are the ones who kind of own that darkness domain. Like when you talk about moon energy, that's feminine energy. So men who are kind of like shady and two-faced is because they're feminine. But like when you meet like a man who's all man, all he can be is who he is. So if you around like a toxic masculine, chances are you a toxic feminine, and he following your lead. Because even though they lead on the exterior, they can't help but follow the energy of the room. And when you're a divine feminine, you know what I'm saying. If you're a divine feminine, you know what it's like to have a room full of men basically waiting for you to give them something to do, because they just want to do something for you. They want to go fix something for you. They want to go get something for you. They want to have a reason to talk to you. They want to be seen talking to you. They want to be seen close in your vicinity. Men state claims like that. That's just their animalistic protective nature showing. So again, if you have trouble, a lot of these women who ended up like solo and lonely and stuff, it was probably something within themselves that had not risen in terms of divinity. If the masculine within them is imbalanced, and like I said, if you came from a family where people was getting touched or people was getting beat and stuff like that, then that would explain the uncertainty, that would explain the insecurity, that would explain the imbalance. And family matters are very much so highlighted here. But it's like you have a healed heart space. So all of those generational curses, they are dissipating. They're dissipating because you're not afraid to go into the dark. You may have had people who kept you from going through the things that they went through, but they almost like laid themselves down as like a martyr or a sacrifice, and then would be resentful toward you for their sacrifices. It's like, okay, thank you for leaving that man who was, beating on you, but that don't mean you get to beat on me. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't get to beat on me to take out your discomfort with being single. That type of energy. Like, okay, I'm glad that you protected me enough where no man was able to like, sexually assault me, but that don't mean that you have dominion over my relationship dating choices. It's like some type of push and pull that came from the family dynamic with you. And now that you have healed that and you have so much humility about you, all of this self-love that you're showing yourself is bringing in the type of family and legacy that you want to have. And again, I say you are breaking that generational curse. You will not die lonely. You will not die some old, bitter single woman with a bunch of cats. Like, you just won't. That just won't be your portion. You see this beautiful family. I'm talking about family pictures up here, family portraits and stuff up on the wall. You're going to have all of that. You'll have, Thanksgivings at your house if you celebrate that. Christmas is at your house if you celebrate that. If you don't celebrate that, people's birthdays and just, celebrations and parties and anniversaries and bridal showers and stuff. You'll have all of that. And you'll have the means to do it. And you'll also have the means to help other people in your family who want to also, escape these generational curses, because it's given like that adventurous spirit that you're showing. And this is the solar plexus chakra position, which is in alignment with this yellow here. So this Son of Knives card came out in the position that's associated with the yellow of this card. And Son of Knives, you're not afraid to do the deep diving. You will, if you get an inkling of something, or if you notice something don't sit right with you, you'll dive in and address it. Like, you are not afraid of the darkness. It's so many people, especially older people, who take secrets to their grave and it tear their health up. That's why a certain type of people only have a limited lifespan. The older they get, the more that darkness that they never wanted to deal with, the more it's tearing their body up. And that just won't be you. You'll just dive on in there. And again, it's not saying that you trying to confront people and be like ugly or disrespectful, but something needs to be done. This girl has, like, she's tending to a horse. Horses require a lot of attention. If you want to maintain another animal, maintain a beast, then it requires that attention to it. And that is also alluding to something about your love life. With whoever it is that's coming in, that's gonna make you, make an honest woman out of you, or who helps you in that cycle of like older women loneliness, of senior citizen loneliness in your generations. And again, it won't be for you. It'll also be for your children. Your children will, be happily married and stuff like that, because they'll see that example in you, and it continues so on and so forth from there. You're really building generational legacy, but it starts with responsibility. And you are like the first person in your family who has this level of responsibility. The coins is associated with like pentacles, and that's often like earth energy, like Capricorn energy. Capricorn is related to Saturn, and Saturn is the disciplinarian of the cosmos. So it's something about your discipline. Also with this moon card here, interestingly enough, the other major arcanas in this deck all have these like moon cycles behind it, but the moon card itself has that emblem that is kind of like the superior sun, which is Saturn. And the superior sun is related to the solar plexus. the discipline within you, your inner instinct, your inner free will, what you choose to do with your life. And what you have chosen to do is to take things head on, meet things, head on. Like, you have a bravery about you, but it's not like a sometimes you can be scared and you just have to be brave anyway. But it's not like that. Like, you don't fear the dark shit. You don't fear discussions about things that have been, swept under the rug in your family. You don't fear the discussions about who hurt who, or you don't fear, talking to people and when they tell you, such and such happened when I was a kid, or my cousin did this, my uncle did this. You're not the kind of person that be like, oh, well, you just, that's your cousin, that's your mama, that's your uncle, that's still your, you're not that person. Like, you'll sit with somebody and you'll really like hold their hand. And again, I'm going back to this Sierra reference because she's kind of, a lot of people call her an industry bestie. Like, she is like besties, or she's good friends with a lot of women in the industry for some reason. And now I'm seeing like that picture that her and Rihanna recently took a picture with one of Rihanna's pregnancies. And I remember like a few years back, or maybe a decade or so ago, before Rihanna had any children, there was like this beef little spat where Sierra had said something about Rihanna not being like real nice. She was kind of standoffish, and Rihanna was like, what, you wanted a tip? And it's just so funny because that song I was singing at the beginning of this reading, I want to dance in the dark, the movie that Rihanna sung that song for, her name in that movie was Tip. So it's something there about maybe you come from women that are like standoffish or kind of, attitudey. And I ain't saying nothing against Rihanna because that's my baby. I love me some Riri. I love Riri like people love Beyonce. But like people love Michael Jackson. That's how I love Rihanna. But it's something about that, like maybe the women had to be more hard, or a rude gal, something like that. They had to be more rude to protect themselves, or they are rude, or still rude, are rude women, wasting away being rude, being cat ladies, because don't nobody really want them like that, with that attitude. But it's something about that, and that energy changing over now to that, I was just talking about Sierra, and she having that kind of motherly, loving, sweet kind of tone of voice. It's like she speaks to everyone the way that you would think a woman should speak to their children. And it's like speaking to everyone from that place of love. You may have like a motherly spirit, an auntie type spirit, or just a community matriarchal type spirit where people come to you with their problems, or that will be what it is, in whatever community you end up in whatever marriage you end up in. Like, you and your husband end up being like those type of people who people come to with their problems. Like, other couples will come to y'all house when they having issues, and they want y'all to hold an intervention with them, like how to get how to get the couple or the love back together. Something like that. I'm seeing Lance and Mia, I think that's her name, Mia, whatever, the best man, but not as an example of like a couple that other people should come to. But it's just something about like just being able to get through anything. Not saying that you're gonna, mess around with his best friend or nothing like that, but that's just like a reference that's coming again. And again, I'm looking at this TV, like I really feel like who I'm talking to is somebody who you really ain't had no good examples in your life of. You may look around and you don't know no married couple that you want to be like. And I feel that. I don't know nobody that's married in real life that I want to imitate their relationship. I would have to be like, this energy would have to apply to me too. Like, it would have to be me who becomes who other people look at, because I can't look at nobody and say, oh, I wish I had that. Nobody. I ain't never met a married couple in my life who I was like, dang, I want a relationship like that. Never, not once. And I know plenty of married people, but that, I don't want it. I don't want what y'all got. I don't like that. So it's just something about you being able to, and it's, uniqueness. It's something that is your very own. It's a reflection of you. That's all you want to create for yourself. You're not trying to take nothing from nobody. You're not trying to assert yourself over nobody, but you want your own piece of the pie, and you want it your way. And you don't want to inherit any more like generational curses or anything. You're trying to create generational wealth. You're trying to create a legacy that extends long after you leave the body that you're in currently, long after you and your husband, expire. You want your children to have these values that you instilled in them. And it's like you really are undoing like generational curses. meeting them head on, like doing the deep diving, having the conversation, posing the topics. It's like I'm talking to someone who you don't shy away. It's like you may feel like you don't have awkward moments. You're somebody who you can sit in silence with somebody and it won't feel awkward. You show up in support. It's like you dive in, you jump right on in there and you get done what needs to get done. And somebody loves that about you. With the Chariot here, here comes the good part, because this is in the sacral chakra position, and the sacral deals with like sexually reproductive organs, stuff like that. So it's like creation itself. And you have the Chariot, which is like balanced, solid movement. So right now you have something that is currently in the works, and it is bringing you into this energy of the 10 of coins. So I don't know if you already met this person or you are putting yourself out there more, getting more motion in your daily like habit, or maybe you posting more, so you getting more eyes on your content, so you attracting more people to you. It's something about you standing out more, or your energy picking up motion, so it's becoming more fruitful, meaning that more people are starting to see you and there are more eyes on you that are curious. If you're already with someone or y'all started dating, like y'all be popping out more, y'all going out more, y'all doing things more together. So more people are starting to look at y'all and like, oh, y'all really doing this? Like y'all really okay? Y'all really out here? Y'all okay? Okay? Couple like that, type energy is coming forward, or you have something in the works. You at the wheel, at the helm, like you driving the ship, driving the boat. I don't know, somebody going to some type of event that'll be like on a cruise ship, on a boat, yachts or something like that. It's getting kind of cold, so maybe you got money to travel and stuff, or this is something that you're planning for, like, for further out in advance or further out in the future. But there's a lot of like growth energy here. A lot of people are interested in you at this time. Like, I don't know if it's the way you look. This woman has like half her head shaved, so it could be something about you recently cut your hair. When they say a woman cut her hair, she ready to like, turn over a new leaf. So if you recently cut your hair, that could be something, or you got a new hairdo, new hair color, you trying out a new style. Maybe you had, locks before and now you wearing like wigs and stuff, like lace fronts or whatever. Or the opposite, you had locks and then you cut them and now you wearing wigs, or you combed them out and, straightened your hair or something, or somebody had natural hair and they straightened it, or had straight hair and then they wearing the TWA now or something. It's something about your hair changes, your crown again. I'm getting the little fro and stuff like that. So that teeny weeny afro, or somebody's doing more styles with their hair. Finger waves like Betty Boop, something like that. Whatever it is, it's like an aesthetic change, and it's bringing more attention on you too. In addition to like your whole way of communicating changing. You are the only person in your family who speaks a certain way, or, speaks another language. Maybe you're bilingual, trilingual, polyglot, something like that. But it's something about your way of communicating is different than everyone who came before you, and you didn't have any examples. This is all you just deciding that you want to get the best out of your life, that you want to make the best out of the darkness that you came from, and that you still can create light from it. This is someone who is comfortable with their own shadows, and now you got all of this golden energy around you. And it's like you took control of the beast within yourself, because you could have easily, fell in line with what the family do and became just like them. But you decided that you wanted to be more responsible, more disciplined, and you wanted to directly confront the things that were holding even, whole generations back, but holding you back. And you are making great strides. What you are creating is something that is, light years away, light years different. And that dissipating energy is like people that you came up around, they probably do feel distance from you now. They do probably feel like you left them and just closed the gate behind yourself. And, they may feel a type of way about that. And it's like you're not afraid to confront how they feel either, but you also not going to jeopardize the type of lifestyle that you want to live, the type of relationship that you want to have. It may be somebody who has a problem with the type of person you're dating. I'm getting race may have something to do with it. I'm just looking at, this brown person and this, real bright card around it, but those red shorts, because we all bleed the same, blood color. We all bleed red. Unless, you bleed your team colors. Because I was hearing, I bleed black and gold. I bleed black and gold. You know, these cards right beside each other, that gold and that black. So I don't know, somebody black and yellow, black and yellow. The Pittsburgh Steelers. Oh, ooh, that dissipating energy is like somebody disappeared. Somebody feel like you stole a man. Ooh. So whoever you become a family with may have been somebody who, I'm not getting that you stole like nobody in your family's man, but somebody may try to say that you stole their destiny or that you trying to be like them. You know, I don't know what type of person that you dating now or whatever, but they may try to make it seem like you trying to be like them, but that's nonsense. Ain't nobody gonna pay no attention to that either. That's I heard she see now. I just heard she see now. Like people in the family would be like, don't pay her no attention. Ain't nobody listening to that. She just see now. So it may be like an older, bitter woman who may have something bad to say about the connections that you're moving into, or the relationship that you have, or who you end up picking. They may feel like these changes that you're making to yourself are a result of somebody that you're currently with. So they'll try to make it seem like this person is like dragging you down with them, or they'll try to make it seem like you're just, copying off of whatever man is in your life now, as if that's a bad thing. Like it's a bad thing to learn from your partner, or vice versa. Men, you may have like women in your family who are like that, single, lonely, bitter, or whatever, and they have a problem with every woman that you bring around, especially if she's more vibrant, prettier, longer hair, prettier skin, all the shit, nicer body. or just something like she may have like a tattoos, because I'm looking at these like markings like on her legs and stuff that's supposed to be pants, and I'm like, maybe she'll have like a sleeve or something. And so it's like older women in the family who are like, that's not ladylike or something like that. Or it could be you, a feminine, who has like piercings or sleeves or like shaved head or something. You wear like big jewelry. If you wear like the big rings and the long nails and stuff like in the 90s or whatever, like people may look at you and make it seem like you're not desirable, like you're not something that a man would want to take home, but it's like you got more motion than all of them. So that's another theme too of you leaving behind the programming from like older generations, and you standing up in your youth, but not being combative about it. You're just not afraid to show who you are to the world. And that energy of not being afraid because you truly love yourself is exactly why you're able to break this generational curse of loneliness in your senior citizen years. You will not spend your golden years in darkness. You will not spend your golden years hemming and hawing, well, if God willing, and my hip out of place, and I just go to church, and then you will not be one of them po mouth having ass old people. You just won't. You're gonna have a life, like life and life everlasting. Like you are continuously rejuvenated. You keep your youth, you and your man and y'all family. Y'all gonna keep activities and stuff going on. You will be that older woman who's still putting her pearls on and still got her little rouge, and still got her pink lipstick or whatever, her red lipstick, her maroon lipstick, have her mahogany foundation. You will be that woman who still put her bracelets and stuff on, still have her nice hats and put her little church heels on. You'll be them women. You still wear your nice little fishnet stockings and stuff like that. You'll be that woman. You're taking good care of your body as you get older. And that's also attracting, that longevity in the relationship. That'll be another reason why you don't just sit and, fade away or sitting down watching TV or whatever. As you get older, you're breaking a generational curse. Like you don't waste time, and you don't pass time like obsessing about what other people have going on. You get out in the world and you make it yourself. Wheel of Fortune. The wheel is turning, like things are turning, and not just like a wheel turning and staying in the same place. Like you are spiraling upward. It's an ascension. You are ascending. You're ascending past generational curses. You're ascending past karmic loops. You're ascending past, family and childhood trauma. You're ascending past, your elders hating on you because you live a more free life than they do, because you've done more inner work than they ever did. You're just transcending all the things. And at the heart of the reading is that 10 of coins. So you have the moon, the chariot, the wheel of fortune. You don't know how good things are about to get for you, but you're going to live a life that is totally different from any other feminine in your family or any other masculine in your family. For masculines, you will have the first real like divine feminine out of anybody in your clan. You know, some people have wives, you know, some people have turned hoes into housewives. Some people, you know, just have plain Janes. Some people just have a placeholder, you know, living with them. But you will be the one who has like a real, like, you know, the way Nelly be bigging up Ashanti because she showed him things and she celebrate him in the way that he said he didn't have when he was a child. And there it is again. Like, I'm telling you, I don't know people in person who I would look at and be like, they have a great, strong marriage. And you see how he talk about it. I don't know nobody in real life like that. And that's the type of energy that I'm getting here. Like, and it ain't even about reading myself. It's just like on a collective level, a lot of us don't know no married couples that we want to be like. Like divorce is kind of the common these days. Like the only real housewives we be seeing is, you know, on what the network name is, where they be holding the peach and shit on that. What is it, Ion? I don't know what kind of channel that come on. Where the middle aged women, them channels that the middle aged women watch. And like you, ooh, and under that is another major arcana, the magician. It's like you make magic when you work on yourself with the Ace of Wands underneath that, followed by temper. Oh shit. Somebody's going to the chapel and you're gonna get married. And even if ain't nobody, even if you don't have no whole family there, like you don't even have to have no real big wedding because this is something that's gonna last for so long that I know you see it. Baby, I know you see me. I know you see me. We can go to the justice of the peace all by ourselves. Libra energy. We don't need no big wedding. We can go take family portraits and send them out on with the Christmas cards, and you know invite them to our annual Christmas shindig that we throw because we have the best lights, the Christmas lights, you know, in the neighborhood. I'm talking about that type of like legacy where you live in the type of neighborhood where you and your neighbors like y'all race each year to see who can put up the best Christmas lights. Like where y'all have real community where you know you go into office and dinner parties and stuff with your husband and everybody at the office know you when you come to see him for lunch, and you know everybody in your little clubs and stuff know your husband. Like everybody knows y'all or who y'all are type situation. Like it ain't gonna be no secret about it, ain't gonna be no scandal behind it, like a LeBron and Savannah. Like we've been together for this many years and we ain't got no plans of what he just said recently. He said he an only child. If what he got if he don't have his family. He said he ain't trying to die lonely. It's like that. She said, not me. Somebody say, not me. It won't be you. You won't be the one who be like other people in your family who die lonely. You won't be the one living in a senior citizen community, a little 1-bedroom apartment with you a little puppy or a little cat or something. Single, 60, 70 years old. You won't be the one who have to be, you know, put in a nursing home because you ain't really got nobody to look out for you. You're going to have a whole community around you, around the clock care. People pulling up all day to your house. Like that type of energy. Like an open, real, loving, family setting environment is here for you. And it all stems from the work that you were willing to do on yourself, first and foremost. So congratulations to you. All of that generational curse energy is dissipating, and the work of your solar plexus, the work of your will, the work of your intuition, divine feminine, is on fire. It's working. Masculine, the discipline that you display in choosing a woman who is righteous within herself, not religious, not judgmental, but righteous within herself. She makes the right decisions. She don't play tit for tat. She don't go posting thirst traps every time she want to make you jealous for some stupid shit. Like, congratulations to you for choosing a real one. Feminine, congratulations to you for being a real one. All right, I'll see you on the next one.